Welcome to Quantum Loop Learning. We're not here to sell you anything. We're here to give you a protocol, a proven system that will transform where you are right now. With Quantum Loop Learning, you won't just gain knowledge. You'll expand the most valuable asset you already have. And it's not more data, it's not more information, it's time. Two words define everything we do here: transformation and time. QLL gives you both, and all the tools are free. Right now, as you watch this, humanity is quietly splitting into two camps, not by race, not by income, not by education, by one thing: their relationship with AI. Camp 1, the passive observers. These are the people watching AI happen to them. They're not ignoring it, they see it, but fear has them frozen. A scarcity mindset buried deep by decades of 9-to-5 programming is whispering, "This technology is coming for your job." And rather than respond, they retreat. Some will go fully offline. And honestly, that's a choice, but it could be a premature decision. Camp 2, the active integrators. This group woke up and made a different decision. They don't fear AI, they use it. Every single day, they're compounding their intelligence, their income, and their leverage. They've stopped treating AI like a search engine and started treating it like a thinking partner. They've automated the menial so they can focus on the meaningful. And here's what they understand that Camp 1 doesn't. AI doesn't destroy the value of human intelligence. It destroys the value of average human intelligence. That distinction is everything. Now here's the urgency, and I want you to hear this clearly. If you use a computer for any part of your job, AI is looking for you. Not in 2030, not someday. By 2027, that's less than 2 years away, the gap between these two camps will be insurmountable. Not difficult to close, not expensive to close, impossible to close. The question is no longer whether AI is smarter than you. That debate is over. The only question that matters right now, today, is what you are doing about it, while preparation is still a choice. Meet Bob. Bob's been at this company for 22 years. He knows every client by name. He remembers their kids' birthdays. He takes them to lunch. He closes deals with a handshake and a smile. And he's proud of that, as he should be. However, Bob's desk tells the whole story. Stacks of paper on both sides. A filing cabinet that hasn't closed properly since 2019. A to-do list that breathes faster than he can check things off. Bob is busy. Bob is stressed. Bob is overwhelmed. But here's the thing about Bob. He's not worried. Not really. Because Bob has a theory. They can't replace relationships, he tells himself. Clients do business with people they trust. They do business with me. Bob upgraded from a floppy disk to Windows 95. Then to email, then to a CRM he mostly ignores. He adapted before, he'll adapt again. Or at least, that's what Bob keeps telling himself. Bob has big plans. One day, he's going to start that business he's always talked about. One day. But here's the question Bob hasn't asked yet. The one that should be keeping him up at night. What if AI can already do everything Bob does? Faster, cheaper, and without ever needing a lunch break? What does Bob do then? Now meet Lisa. Lisa has done everything right. Top university, multiple degrees. You can see them all framed perfectly on her office wall. 6-figure income, district manager for one of the most recognizable brands in America. She's the kind of professional people point to and say, she's got it figured out. And she does. Almost. But Lisa's world just shook. The company she's given everything to just eliminated 75% of its middle management. Gone. Overnight, because of AI. Lisa survived because Lisa is sharp, well-liked, and respected from the mailroom to the boardroom. But she felt it. That tremor. That quiet voice that says, "You're next, unless you move faster than this." Here's what makes Lisa different from Bob. She's already curious. She's dabbled with AI, asked it a few questions, used it to brainstorm options, treated it a little like a smarter Google. It's helped her. But she doesn't yet see the full picture. She's using a Ferrari to go to the grocery store. Lisa doesn't know yet that she's one system away from a quantum leap. She doesn't know that with 4 AI platforms working together, not separately, not occasionally, but as one compounding system, she will never start from zero again. She doesn't know that her most valuable asset isn't her education, her titles, or even her relationships. It's her time, and she's about to learn how to multiply it. Because once Lisa steps into quantum loop learning, something remarkable happens. In the middle of the process, almost effortlessly, an idea surfaces. A real idea. A bold idea. One that her company has talked about in theory, but never been able to put into a clear, compelling vision. Lisa builds a slide deck. Simple, clean, powerful. It moves up the chain faster than she expected, and before she knows it, corporate is calling. Not to check in, not to schedule a review. They want to fly her in. Executive Vice President. One system, one idea, one deck. That's what transformation and time look like when they work together. And then there's Max. Max is wired differently. He's been tech-savvy since before most people knew what a computer was. Multiple screens at the office, multiple screens at home. He's been gaming since he could hold a controller, which means he already thinks in systems, levels, and strategy. College-educated, sharp, and he sees AI coming from a mile away. But right now, Max is stretched thin. He's managing a district, juggling a team, running a household, as a single father raising a son and a daughter, and somewhere in the back of his mind, a dream he's been carrying for over a decade is quietly asking, when? When is it my turn? But before Max can think about his dream, he's got a crisis at the kitchen table. His son, a sophomore in high school, a gifted athlete with a real shot at something special on the football field, is failing algebra. Not because he isn't smart, because no one has ever told him why it matters. To him, in his world, in his language. The school says, learn algebra or fail. His son hears, memorize things that have nothing to do with my life. And so the argument loops every night. Same fight, no ground gained. Enter QLL. Max doesn't come back to that kitchen table with more worksheets and more warnings. He comes back with a connection his son has never heard before. How the geometry of a route run, the physics of a spiral, the angles of a defensive play call are all algebra. How the difference between a Division I scholarship and a kid who almost made it can come down to whether he understands the math already living inside the game he loves. His son stops arguing. His son starts asking questions. That's not more information. That's transformation. And now Max turns that same system on himself. His entrepreneurial dream, the business he's been sketching in his head for more than 10 years, has always stalled at the same wall. How do I actually start? ChatGPT gave him some ideas, some rough outlines, but QLL gives him something different entirely. Competitor analysis, market positioning, location data, and then something Max didn't even know existed, a clear, fundable business plan that speaks the language of the people who are literally looking for someone exactly like him. Not just banks, not just small business loans, government agencies, investment groups, community development funds, people with capital who are hungry to back someone with a proven system and the discipline to execute it. Max didn't lack the dream. He didn't lack the work ethic. He didn't even lack the intelligence. He lacked the system that could collapse 10 years of figuring it out into a timeline he can actually act on. That system is quantum loop learning. And Max is just getting started. The window is closing. Imagine a massive funnel at the edge of an ocean of information. Everyone has access to the same water, the same data, the same tools, the same internet. But the funnel narrows. And at the point where it narrows, something irreversible happens. The first movers are already through. They didn't just collect information, they processed it, they compressed it, they stacked it. And now they've built something that can't be copied by simply catching up. A lexicon, a fluency, an instinct. They understand the first principles of quantum at a level that has become pure reflex. Now let me ask you something. Do you really have time to sit through a 2-hour podcast? Probably not. Do you have time to read every report, every article, every brief that lands on your desk every single day? Of course not. You're already drowning in it. Podcasts, transcripts, articles, graphs, spreadsheets, charts, datasets, an endless ocean of input with no system to make sense of any of it. But what if you could take every single one of those data points, every article, every report, every graph, every brief, every transcript, every meeting, and turn it into a chip? Stack it, compound it, never start from zero again. That's not a theory. I'll leave you with this. And these are his words, not a pitch. I'm not presenting you a theory. I use this every single day. Every insight, every presentation, every competitive advantage I have came from stacking chips. I am the proof of concept. Tommy Mack, founder and CEO of Quantum Loop Learning. The window is open. Right now today, preparation is still a choice. By 2027, it won't be. Quantum Loop Learning. Collapsing time frames for learning. You'll never start from zero again.